One of the things we've worked on from the beginning, really, is how to empower women. That if half of the population is left out of a country, then you see a failed country. I'm happy of the whole trend that's started now of making sure that women and men, that everybody's included in leadership.
That was First Lady Laura Bush speaking exclusively to Maria alongside her husband, President Bush, at the Bush Presidential Center about the importance of women at the top of the corporate ladder. A new study this morning is shedding light on the financial consequences of inequality in the workplace. On average, women accumulate more than $1 million less wealth than men in their lifetime. That's according to new research by Merrill Lynch in partnership with AgeWave. Joining me now with a First on Fox interview, Merrill, head of retirement and personal wealth solutions, Lorna Sabbia, and from Merrill, and AgeWave co-founder Maddy Dychtwald. Lorna, we've heard about the gender pay gap, but this is the wealth gap. Why does it exist?
So pay gap, we know that we're at about 82 cents on the dollar, which is interesting. And I think most women recognize that. What they don't appreciate, though, is over the journey of their life, there's lots of disruptions in the workplace, meaning they're coming in and out of the workforce. And I think we were saying that 44%, that women spend actually 44% less time in the workforce versus their male counterparts. And I know, Maddy, you were talking a little bit about how that adds up over time.
Yeah, these career interruptions. So caring for your kids. I know I took off time to take care of my kids. Caring for parents and in-laws. 2/3 of all caregiving provided by women. So, and even caring for your spouse. But if you take these career interruptions and you put them together, suddenly you see, even just looking at the pay gap, that lifetime pay gap, can accumulate, and it's compounded by these career interruptions and becomes more than $1 million. Now, the wealth gap is a little different. It's earnings plus any kind of like 401ks, right, retirement investments, personal investments, fringe benefits, tax advantages, and women have a larger wealth gap than they do a pay gap.
Well, part of that is, too, because women are, I actually saw a stat that women going back into the workforce after taking some time off automatically take a 20% pay cut. And then when you talk about this wealth gap, you're mentioning that women just don't invest like men do. They're a little bit nervous about it. They feel uncomfortable doing it.
I prefer the word practical versus nervous.
They're better at it than men, though, when they do it.
Right,
exactly right. But I think what's also interesting, and we found in the study that 61% of women would have preferred talking about their own death than investing. And the number one regret was exactly what you just said, which is, I wish I invested more. And so I think what happens is most women, first of all, they learn better about investing when they're seated next to a woman. That's the first thing. But we do see...
Because we don't mansplain, no offense. No, I'm serious. It's that true. We know it's... I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to have a conversation about how I do it, and I'm going to share rather than tell.
That's exactly
I think that's something that women are great at.
Feeling comfortable to ask questions in front of each other. But, you know, to your point, which is really interesting, when they do begin to invest, they want to do all the due diligence and research before they begin. And what we're saying is just begin.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
But, Maddy,
would index funds help solve that? Just put money in and
I think any investment at the end of the day is what we're saying is just begin. Think about, over your lifetime what you want to accomplish. What are your priorities? What are your concerns? Speaking in a woman's voice is really important that we found to actually have folks feel comfortable to begin investing. It's less about the underlying investment choice.
Maddy, before we go, though, what is one key to closing not just the pay gap but the wealth gap? Is it basically telling the men in our lives, okay, it's time for you to step up and take care of the parents. It's time for you. I'm not leaving my job. I might go on maternity leave to have a child, but you take time off from work. I'm not taking time off from my job. Is that the key, is just more forceful instruction of the men?
That's one of the things that women could do. I mean, today, 29% of all household breadwinners are women. And for them to be doing both that and the lion's share of caregiving responsibilities, it's a lot to ask. But that's just the beginning. I mean, even the media plays a role. And we, as part of our study, we looked at women's media. We looked at the 17 top magazines, and we actually went into the editorial content for the month of March, and what we saw was 1,594 pages of editorial content covering everything: sex, beauty, fashion, how to move your career forward. Only 5 pages had anything to do with personal investing, anything.
Well, here's my tip. And I know I'm talking a lot about myself, but read the Wall Street Journal and don't buy Vogue. Because you know what? Vogue's not going to make you rich. It's just going to make you sensitive to your appearance.
Forbes magazine, too.
Excuse me. Yes, Forbes and Forbes. How could I forget that? Lorna, Sabbia, and Maddy Dychtwald. It was great to see you both.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please come back.
Thank you.